seen to assist our colleagues, allied healthcare workers, technical people, and QI advisors. So the SCC program was designed around those very aspects. The physicians are working with their allied healthcare workers. There's an equal opportunity for working together and learning together. We heard from the Mayo Clinic, and they also taught us many things. So we benefited tremendously from our visit to the Mayo Clinic because they reaffirmed that what we were doing was in the same spirit as what they were doing. There were two specific features, briefly. They saw their project in QI as being that of a dyad or a triad, and that was shared with us today. They saw their organizational commitment to QI as part of their mission. Their goal was to have all staff have basic training program in QI. And we saw that they have a structure that supports that. It was a visible recognition when we were there by the physicians that we had an opportunity to speak with, that they really had a higher level of esteem for their colleagues and had been recognized by the lapel pin that they wore in pride. There's a working group of the Health Authority and the Special Services Committee representatives pursuing this concept. Hopefully we'll have in place a recognition program for PQI and perhaps a phased-in program which reflects all sources of QI training, which is available both in the health authorities and available through leadership programs that are within SSC. So I think that if we look at what we learned when we saw these organizations, that they are high-performing organizations. And they put the emphasis on the need for a culture shift. But the staff wasn't just not the only people that were involved. It was organizations as a whole. So I'm going to tell you two things that were very interesting to me. One was in the Cleveland Clinic, that when we went there and we saw some of their tremendous thoughtfulness towards patients and patients' families, is that they actually had an art circuit. And you could go around that circuit and wander and look at art pieces that had meaning, that had sensitivity, and that gave you a sense of wholeness of the being. It was just such a tangible thing that they had built. When we went to the Mayo Clinic, one of the patient's room had a mirror-like wall. And the mirror-like wall allowed you to write on it, so you could put there things that the family wanted to have questions about, what you wanted to share with the family, what the patient wanted to share with you, what the patient and the family wanted to have as an experience. It was just a simple process, but allowed for an interest to be reflected of the patient and the family experience. How do we strengthen our relationships? Well, collaboration is the key. There's probably nothing so powerful as having a positive working environment. This recurs in a respect for Mayo. There's a personal respect for each other, a respect for opinions, for views, and perspectives, and a deep respect that we all need to have for the organizations and institutions in which we work. Although there may be competing resources, I would hope that we don't have competing agendas. Although there may be transparency, let's hope it's not limited. The need to consult in a timely manner and keep information channels open strengthens the collaboration. The local steering committee, the provincial stakeholder meetings, the summit, they are all means for collaboration and relationship building. So I'm going to move for something else, which I think reflects where we need to be, and that is, where does imagination, where does envision, and where does innovation fit? I think it's reasonable for every one of you to know Steve Jobs. I would say he was such an individual. The first telephone call from Alexander Graham Bell was over 100 years ago. It became the basis of landline telephones. So now we have Steve Jobs, who sets off a new revelation in information technology with the personal computer. At the same time, we had a migration of cell phones. Networks were developed as supporting infrastructures. The cell phone